All right, here we go. Insomnia69, we have made it to playoffs. Our 4 best invited teams are going to be playing off against the 8 best open teams that have made it up through the group stage. And we're going to be kicking it off with our lowest seeded invite team, which is of course SVIFT, versus the top of the open brackets. The top of the group was Boomers in the end, who have a roster of Toast and Bevan on Scouts, Squirrel, BVC and Juno on Soldiers, Dr. Phil on Demo, and of course CJ on Medic. What do you think of that roster, Cadus?
This is my dream. This is the game I've been waiting for all day. I said in the start, I said in the pre-show, like, these Boomer guys, okay, they're in the open group, okay, maybe some of them don't have the prestige that some of the players we've watched before. I know we just watched Witness, Froyo, but forget about that nonsense, man. This is where the real action happens at LAN. Like, these guys, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen them play, but I'm sure that they're absolutely amazing. Like, the stories behind some of these players, Bevan, Dr. Phil, who else is there?
Squirrel, Juno, CJ.
Yeah. I mean, Bevan just alone. Bevan alone. This is a legend of the game. This is a legend of the game going back 10 years, man. You know, 6K Prem by Cube. If you haven't seen that, go and watch it now. Just turn this off, go watch it now, and come back. Then we'll talk.
From your era, I'm surprised he can still walk.
Exactly.
And of course, we haven't got to see much of SVIFT on the A stream today, but it's Samsky and Sneaky on Scouts, Poison and Danny on Soldiers, Shappy on Demo Man, and Martin on Medic. These guys were 4th place in Division 1 last season. They've changed up their roster a little bit for LAN. So I think these 2 teams are very, very evenly matched. One of them's a mixed team just coming in for the LAN. One of them's kind of a team that's been around but is a bit more lower ranked. And I'd say these players, like 1-to-1, they pretty much slot into place together.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's always hard to compare teams coming out of the top of open with the bottom of the invite, but I think realistically, all jokes aside about not knowing players and things like that, you know, of course I know who these guys are. I'm paid to be here. But no. But no, seriously, this is actually like a big game for both these teams because SVIFT, you know, they've been getting beaten on all day by these elite level caliber teams, and this is their chance to build some rounds, build some confidence, potentially, you know, get some good vibes going into tomorrow's games, assuming that they can win. And on the other side of things, on the Boomer side of things, this is a team full of confidence. Coming out of open group, they smashed everyone pretty much. They had a close game with Zypher to actually qualify for this particular seeding matchup, or to this particular matchup to get the seed. And you know, they're going to be thinking, you know, we've done the open stuff. We're now playing the invite teams. Like, you know, let's show what we can do. They have a real opportunity here to be a team that comes from the open bracket and steals it away from an invite team. So that, like, I mean, you know, like I said, it's not Witness and Froyo, but this is upper bracket round 1, and this is 2 like really interesting teams actually in terms of storyline that I think we're going to watch.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Boomers, you've just come from beating Zypher for that final, you know, top of the group spot for this first game in Invite. I don't know if you even see much of a difference between the levels of Zypher and the levels of SVIFT, and you're definitely thinking, well, if I can do it once, maybe I can take this Invite slot, as you said, maybe start a little dark horse run going into the tournament a bit further. I don't think we'll see Boomers lifting the crown, but it would definitely be nice to see an open team do a little better than they usually do.
Yeah, it could be spicy. And I mean, if they're going to do that, I'm going to say it right now, Toast and Bevan, these are the guys to watch. The scout duo of Boomers, I think they got 56 kills between them in their final open group stage game. The game, essentially there was a game where they had to play the next best team or the other best team.
There was 2 groups, so the winners of the 2 groups had to see which was better.
The winners of the 2 groups played, and in that to decide who would have this seed to play this game. And in that game, these scouts, Bevan and Toast, dropped 56 kills between them in regulation time. So that's like, you know, almost 30 apiece. So these are the guys to watch. These are the guys who are going to have to pull these guys through.
All right. Well, we're going to try and get this wrapped up. These are the maps you're going to be seeing. We have no analysis to tell you about any of those, like, I don't know, Boomer's map pool one bit, but Process, Snakewater, and Granary will be being brought to you by Turbo Tabs and Epoi. Take it away, guys.
So our first round of the best of threes. Again, unbelievable dreams can be made here on this stream A.
Yeah, I mean, it would be incredibly fun if Boomers could knock Swift into like the lower bracket thing, however tournaments actually work. I know the entirety of the Boomers team. They are all absolutely lovely guys. I will shout out one guy in particular. I genuinely think, and I've made this claim for years at this point, I genuinely think that Toast is maybe one of the best players. He's potentially one of the best players in TF2 if you can get him to try.
Well,
but it's impossible.
I guess we will see if that possibility is correct. We are joined with the old man Boomers versus the new age Swift. Let's see how they do on our first map. It will be CP Process. I'm TurboTabs, joined with Epoli. Let's get underway, Epoli. What are you seeing? What can you feast upon?
Well, an early frag for the Boomers. That's not bad. Taking some height as well. Poison's going for a nice little bomb here. Not really getting the damage he wants, and you can see Bevan again getting more and more and more. And this is a very, very good position. Look at this, man. My God, Kato's been picking him up for a reason. What is this? Quad pistol across
the quad pistol. Give it up for the quad pistol. Oh,
shout
memories.
Out. That's
memories.
some real Boomers right there.
But sadly, it's a different timeline. This is where Quad does not pop off and get all the kills. They will just have to deal with a merry sort of mid-point capture, a second point to boot as well. Uber Chargers, it's just going to have to go to that stalemate game.
Yep, it is a little bit, but I mean, Boomer's going to be pretty happy. They can chill there on a second, and they're just like, you know what? I mean, Bevan died, but what if we just get him on Sniper? I've seen some stream highlights. I've seen some of Bevan.
Oh
no. Shots.
Oh no, poor ETF2L admins. They're terrified of the Bevan Sniper.
Oh my God, these references.
Quaking in their boots. Look, you get a game of gamers full of boomers. I'm going to start referencing things. Okay.
That's true. All the young players just
Samsky.
Take
I love it. I love it. I want to see if he can pull it off though. He has got his bodyguard next to him, his eyes and ears as the scout. Toast he's played Highlander. Look at him.
Yeah. Well, Toast is classically was a Highlander spy main, so you know. If anyone's going to know, he's going to know. Juno does feed a little bit towards rollout, so now it's going to be the rest of the team backing up. Potential opportunity.
They didn't hear it. They find the stab. Samsky, he's a boy full of clutch, and he still gets away to tell the tale.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff. And Phil's just like, you know what? I'm taking matters into my own hand. I'm running forward with my
He's dying to his own hands. He will go down, and that's a demo man pick for the squad. They lose Toast as well. Have kind of clapped back to reality.
Just oh my days, Bevan, crispy little headshot to Sneaky there. That's not bad. It's it's not a fantastic situation because Martin's got his Uber. But
clip-worthy.
Why not? I'm
context. All right, so Samsky's managed to rustle up the boys, shake off the initial mid. Is that overconfidence now going to get mellowed a bit? Are they going to start taking things a bit more seriously on Swift?
Potentially great damage actually towards Shappy. A little bit of a spooky situation, but ultimately, Swift are going to be happy. They've got that midpoint for free, and they can look to keep on pushing. Your boy CJ still just only getting a 50% right now. And this is just your classic Uber advantage IT kind of push. Soldier does spot them. Will be backing up as well. They know that if they do just go for this Uber, they're not really going to catch anyone. But Swift are just looking to continue.
Samsky, a tasty pipe, and Toast has his number. With one player going down, Shappy will take out. Drop! Toast! Kato said, "What? Look out for the Toast!" And God, he burns people.
He does. That is brutal right there. Martin getting a drop in nice and early.
Oh, CJ! Oh, it's a fiesta for these medics here, just getting killed and collapsed upon. Well, that's 4 members of the red squad available, still ready to capture and go for this last point. A double kill for Danny.
Right.
Broyotech wins.
Well, congratulations to Broyotech.
Damn, have you ever been so good at the game that you win games with other people?
Instantly, you just become, the best team in North America. So there you go.
Win this game. It pretty much feels like that, doesn't it, when you watch these two squads play?
Pretty much.
All right, let's get serious. There's dreams on the line here. Dr. Phil, Shappy, these are two very coveted demo man rolling out into this mid. And I see quite a patient mid to start off with, equally.
Yeah, pretty patient, very, very similar to last time. Phil's going to be taking a lot of damage, getting juggled as well. Poison wants to go for this follow-up, and this time it's going to be Frags looking the way of Swift. They're pretty happy now. You can see CJ trying to back all the way up, but what a beautiful sync from Danny. And it is all on Toast hands, and there's surely no way he can do it.
It just looks like some very practical TF2. You just shoot at the man from far away until he notices you. Then you start noticing that you're jumping towards him. Easy peasy.
Just kill the guy, it's easy. And yeah, now Swift, they're getting control of mid. They can be getting control of second. They can have a massive Uber advantage. I mean, they're going to be looking to get another round pretty quickly here.
Yep. Phil is going to have to set up some sneaky traps, I think. I don't think point things will do. Bevan, he's rocking the heavy weapons guy and the engineer as well. Full Highlander for this squad.
Well, you know, you've got to go a little bit desperation mode sometimes. Thankfully, Swift is giving them just a little bit of an opportunity to get a sentry up.
Taking the sweet time in. No, they will finally pop in, Chappie. Go for the big boy bomb. Lonely level 1. That's a bit surprising about considering how much time they had to set that up there. Dr. Phil's getting farmed upon and will go down. That's no sticky defense for this last point. And they are doing a decent job of trying to find these remnants of Swift. So it looks like a defense well laid by Boomers.
Yeah, definitely. It's not absolutely horrendous for Swift. They can get themselves out to second. They can keep Martin alive. It's only a little bit of a disadvantage, you know, something like 25-30%, but ultimately they're going to have difficulty really contesting second right now. Spawners are in maybe just in time if the Boomers do want to go, but they're going to run out of time really quickly if it's not, you know, right now.
They're just not getting on the horses quick enough. They have this Uber charge, but by all, Martin's going to have his Uber charge ready for this push in, and again spammed out so much, and they just seem hell bent of making it work here over on Boomers. But I don't see too much casualties in the shape of the health, so and Bevan even gets a frag as well. Toast following up against Poison. That's I think the soldiers are all done and cleared for. CJ brought down. Why did he pop? Okay, well, oh my God, Juno just got slapped down there. They're seeing if they can do something, anything with this Uber. The man was safe. Why did he click the button?
Maybe a little bit of panicking, you know. It's there's a reason why Boomer teams don't always
Boomer reactions. I think he meant to click it earlier.
Yeah,
just went like. Ugh.
You have to get his grandkids to press it for him.
All right. Okay, so you have an Uber charge coming in from Young Chappie and company. Straight into that choke. Oh, potential was there, but just a second too late. They will be happy that they got the Bevan frag, who was just hunting and skulking in the shadows. So another mid seesawing back for Swift.
Yeah, it isn't the worst thing in the world. You know, it is an opportunity here with even going down. You see Danny great damage.
Oh, CJ brought down to remnants of health. It's actually baited the rest of them in. They focused way too much on the medic company, and the scouts are doing some work, but being a good backup plan for this sort of harebrained push from Swift. Oh, that was an interesting scout duel, wasn't it? You don't see too many heads like that. Sneak your way out of there.
He's just like, I actually can't be bothered. And then he just gets walked into.
Nobody suspects the ground shooting soldier. The weakness.
This is what happens when you like fear out of a scout 1v1, okay? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's just redemption. It's like Final Destination. You're destined to die. Here is your death.
Exactly.
Dr. Phil. He's going to find it kind of tall order to kind of join up and help out his teammates here. They're being picked off one by one. You can see some of sorts of the inefficiencies coming out when we're in this part of the tournament.
Yeah. Despite, you know, the wonderful optimism of our fantastic analysts, these teams may not be the same as our top 1 and 2 seeds right now. But at the same time,
I mean, even the art and the thing on the stream is trying to tell us, no, guys, this is Witness versus Froyo.
This is good.
This might have been maybe them from like 7 years ago.
Well, here we go. Uber is going to get used, but CJ's about 3% off of his, and he's going to go down on 98%. That's huge from Samsky. This is an absolute crumble for the Boomers. This is looking absolutely catastrophic. Surely this is going to be another
Oh my
round.
God, the Danny's just sat on the
board.
point, just shooting the ground again and again and again, and they're ignoring him, getting around on the board 2-0. And this is when the crumble starts to affect the crumbling egos of these players. I bet they're not feeling so hot now out of that open stage.
Well, this is it, you know, when you win open and then suddenly you're against the big boys, you know, you've got to prepare yourselves.
It feels bad, man, especially after you have the nice casters and Mr. Cadus and Bum saying such nice things to you. It goes to your head in all 10 seconds of it. Anyway, we're going off to another mid. The demo has not only been pressured, he's been destroyed. A very strong start here. Squirrel gifting this mid to his team, because any good sane team like Swift would just back out here. Demo's just an asset to be had on these mid fights.
Yeah, absolutely. You need the demo for the sustained fight. That's huge in terms of locking down this choke point as well. You do see the soldiers trying to get aggressive. They want to get any kind of fight they can.
Poison! Thread the needle, find the kill. Juno will go down and spring out of the step of poor Boomers. Danny there will be that scout classic round the corner bullshittery.
couldn't have said it better myself, Turbo.
I felt the venom coming out of my mouth. I've been there too many times in the past. Maybe that's why I don't play.
Did they not ask you to play on the Boomers?
Ouch, man. All right, the Boomers are moving forward because they don't have me on the team. They're actually doing well with themselves. They're actually getting a kid you not actually getting. CJ! He's got magical feet! They can't get a single shot on him. He gifted them an Uber. He basically went, I feel bad for you, Uber charge.
Uber charge. Why not? I mean, in fairness, they did pick up Martin. They did get many frags. They've continued to have an Uber advantage here. They can build it. They could have gone for like a dry push.
Come back.
But they want to go for the dry
He has
push.
to deal with 2 scouts, a demo man too. And they're pressuring the point ever so slightly. They finally get onto the point now, but everyone's just so weak. And they can just pick off these last couple of players. A round on the board for Boomers. They may have a delay in their button pressure and then their rounds too.
I mean, you know, a little bit of a late start. They had to stretch. They had to, I don't know, take all their weird little medicine from the little things.
Ah, yes, that pill is finally kicking in, says Toast. Look at the man, he's on top.
He's a beast.
A very, very, very Boomer beast.
He's the youngest one. He's not even that old. That's the funny part. All right, Phil gets nuked into the dirt. Poison's like, right, we ain't playing no more. Well, we are playing, but we ain't playing no more. And this isn't exactly.
And neither are Boomers. Boomers are out of there. They just kind of hightail it out. Phil, again, I'm going to keep saying until I'm blue in the face, these demo men are an asset on mid. And it feels like it's quite the make or break for these two teams. Who gets whose demo first?
I mean, it's kind of a little bit just how process mid works. So, you know, it is what it is. Well, it's back up. You can see a little bit of pressure. It's deep soldier bombing, actually. And Poison going for a little bit of a fake while it's actually on the back line, standing all the way into lobby, just being a little rat right now.
I don't think anybody's aware that he's there. Oh, one pipe, 2 pipe for Chappie as he will start connecting out and making things happen for his team.
Oh, Danny's going to... No!
Danny is playing the longest game of his life. He's making sure that nobody's going back to spawn. Cleans up his 1 kill and he's a job well done.
I mean, he could have kind of got, you know, the medic in the scout, and then he kind of picked the other doorway. But, I mean, they're still in a good position.
Yep. They are building Uber away over on Boomers now. It's going to be a tall order because they've still got some respawners. They've got no real sort of, like, defensive setup already. Interesting. Danny's sneaking in there and then sneaking all the way out.
Tier 6.
It's a, just a nice little tour.
Right on. That was good. I enjoyed that.
Well, says the poor Boomer team, as they actually will decide to build out the sentry gun now. They should have kind of even Ubers probably go into it. There was a slight advantage for Martin, but I just don't see them pushing just quite yet. That is a sentry spot.
It is. Is that a big brain spot?
I will wait out. I will wait to be called out and see where this goes. But not the most common spot I've ever seen in my life.
No, it isn't. But the common spots that everyone spams. Think about it. This is where innovation comes from. Not the young people, but the old people who don't really remember what's going on.
Yeah. Their old stuff actually becomes relevant again because people haven't used it that long.
Oh, dude, that's smart.
All right. Even Ubers, it's kind of up to the gentleman's code of Red Team to kind of throw somebody in there. You do get the chance to kind of get an off class as well, but they're being diligent here. They're just trying to make sure that everything's perfect.
I mean, Swift are also a round up. Now, I would imagine Swift aren't looking to stalemate for the next 16 minutes and just kind of wait around and not really do much.
Man, this is something Witness Gaming would do. They were like, whoa, wait, let's round reset, man. I don't feel good about it.
Dude, I don't know. Maybe Swift is just like, I just want to win today.
It is a best of 3. This is a marathon, not a race, need I remind you equally. They've got a roll gathered around the Spencer now. An early pop coming out, a very, very dismantling sentry gun spot. Boys is just pressed against the wall.
Oh, buddy.
I mean, he probably could have peeked around the corner for a second. He would have heard the sentry gun, so I don't know why he committed so early like that. I
mean, I think the idea was they could trade in, force the Uber, get the gun.
Oh, Toast! It's like he's playing spy on Scout. He just literally held on to that scattergun shot to the very last second until he buried it in their backs.
Dude, he's crazy. There you go. Fantastic little hold there. And guess what? They're managing to get second with Sneaky and Danny just only spawning. I reckon they get mid as well. Now, the refight very, very much can go the way of Swift here, just because Phil is going to be a little bit slow on the respawn, but looks like Swift, they're not keen on it just yet. No.
Now, for every single second that passes in a game state like this, equally, it kind of boosts I believe, Boomers up, because they're coming into this as the underdogs, and Swift, they've got to be feeling the pressure. If anything, they might be even a little bit embarrassed.
You know, I don't know. I don't know about TF2 players being embarrassed.
No, we're not egocentric like that. No.
All right. We have Ubers on both teams. We see some real aggression from the Boomers towards PC. While Swift
Juno straight in, straight force. There's a nice quick pop coming out from Martin though. That was really nice. And Beaven getting out of there as well. Very clean and tidy force.
Clean and tidy, my two favorite things. And yeah, this is just looking good. They can now wait for Juno to spawn, get all 6 of their players. And really, if you're the side of the Boomers, you're going to want to try and take this for free if you possibly can.
All right, CJ. I know we've dropped some Ubers in the past, buddy, but this is not the time. This is not the moment. They're checking traps. I like it. I like it. Dropping simulator is not going to happen today. They throw the soldier in. They accounted for it. He forced, but it's better than a drop, as they will claim this second with that Uber charge.
Yep, they will get a little bit of damage towards Shappy's but not really enough to chase up on Martin. Now 85%. You can see Phil is firmly aware of that big Uber disadvantage at this point. They're going to keep it chill. They got control of second. Now it's going to be all about fighting off this little bit of a repush. Not lose anyone important and maybe go for some kind of...
early thing to avoid the trap. Chappie will push out the bulk of these players, but they've got two flanking players being awkward. Squill inching forward. Oh no! The problem was he didn't have the speed boost from his melee weapon, and he needs his melee weapon to cap so quickly.
This is rough. Now Sneaky is just terrorizing. Yeah, oh my god, this is just feast for scouts. And that's just going to be a full Boomer wipe.
They committed everything for that play as well. I could feel the time slow down as he tried to waddle his way to the point. That's going to haunt his dreams.
You know, they gave it a go. You've got to respect it. You've got to respect the hustle. Ultimately, it didn't work out this time. Maybe the next, because, I mean, Swift are looking pretty happy, looking to go towards mid. Juno though, he's a little sneaky.
Juno sneaky.
He's got it because they're completely unaware. Even CJ gets a frag.
Oh my god.
What is happening?
Have you ever killed so many people and it took so much time to turn around?
Threading the needle between these players. He gets so many frags.
Look, it's okay though, that your boy Toast and Beaven coming up, racking up. No wonder they got 57 kills in this last game, because all the soldiers couldn't find them.
Look at this, spawners are coming in right now, and the Boomers are like, boys, we are getting all the way towards the point.
The pressure on the demo man, I like it, Phil, I like it, Philip, and now Sticky's on the point,
it's beautiful.
Phil. Pipes on the point, rounds on the point here for Boomers, they're all tied up equally.
It's an equalizer. This is basically the highest high we will get this entire land.
Witness Gaming, Froyo Tech, get out of the way. There's some new kids in town. They're called the Boomers, and they're here.
Their average age is about 38.
It's terrifying. They remember Insomnia's you didn't even know they could go that low of a number. All right, let's dreams are legitimately on the line here. 12 minutes left on our server time. I don't think any of these have to start where they're going to keep drawing out that paint. The mids are not going great. I'll level with you equally. As kind of some loose foot fitting, some kind of lost for purpose, and some just general nice DM holds from Swift will gift a very likely round here. Shappy, he wants more. He's getting greedy. Don't do it. Don't do it. They gotta know. They gotta know. Yeah, I mean, they remember the Boomers. And Squirrel's trying to inch out, but the problem with this sort of play is you usually see teams rocking out that the heavy weapons guy, or maybe even the pyro, to just get out of this play.
Wait, Juno gets Martin?
Well, that's changed things immensely. Now they could just play off the heels at this point now. So
they can try. Poison wants to try and make a thing, but there's a heavy, and Poison doesn't have to. He's doing so much damage.
Oh my god, it's not the greatest position in the world. It just allowed him to edge around this corner, and there's just too many players left. Who needs a medic, do you believe?
Apparently not Swift. They were perfectly happy to take matters into their own hands, and they're like, no. We're the invite team here, right? No. That's not how it's going.
Well, they did it once, they could do it again. They could equalize here over on Boomers, but it feels very much like who gets these wipes on these mid points. And all eyes will start off on these Demoman. They've been farmed a little bit for every mid so far. And you see Phil actually favoring a right side this time. And oh, is that a pipe out of nowhere? Poor lad, Dr. Phil. They will manage to get CJ out of this situation. Squill trying to equalize onto the medic, can't quite find it, however, and it will be a mid for Swift, but it's not as bad as the last round.
Yep, unfortunately, your boy Squirrel BBC falling. I don't know. It's the classic thing of soldiers when they shoot the stairs, because everyone knows that stairs are the worst things ever known to mankind.
I thought they fixed the map geometry, so it doesn't do that so much anymore. At least the nice maps do that.
Maybe I'm just being generous then.
I don't know, maybe just be paranoid about this. I'll level with
I'm
you.
paranoid about that. I'm still paranoid.
You know, like if that thing happens to you and you see something that looks like stairs, you think it's going to eat up your rocket.
Yeah, that's like your mainline copium when you just miss.
All right,
between the toes.
Toast, putting on his Samsky impression, going back to his roots.
Yeah, look at him. He's
But
just standing.
Martin is aware, like this man is not a stranger to any Highlander plays. He's really just playing security camera at this point.
Martin played on low panda, right? He is, I'm going to say it, not going to fall apart from some kooky stuff, right? He says.
Oh, he's disguised as enemy scout, slowly leaving. Oh, the scout's aware of it. Samsky, he is a Highlander main.
Dude, he's had his Weetabix this morning. He knows what's going on.
He just knows. If you've got this many Highlander players on the opposing team, you have to just account for the spy at all times.
Alright, we do see Ubers getting used. A little bit better hit.
Samsky pushing past, looking to gun down Bieber. I like it. And actually commit still in. This must be a solid, like, just single Uber on that one scout, because it was just on poor.
Oh, Phil. That is a lot of damage. They could potentially crush them, but they need to be so careful about overextending.
He's getting good damage. He just needs more backup. Beeban kind of like goes into the grinder and like immediately dies. I think that's what happens when you just say, I've laid so much damage. They go in, get insta-gibbed.
Yeah, I mean, that is kind of, you know, the classic scout thing, where it's like, your demo is just saying, they're all like 1 HP, and then you run through a doorway into an enclosed area, then die.
Well, there's 8 minutes left on the clock. I don't think it'll come down to this. It's match point. Well, match point. It should be a map point here for Swift as we're going into the tail end of our first best of 3. Let's see how they can kind of recover here from Boomers. It is possible. Comebacks have been stranger.
I think I just saw Juno go for okay, Juno's entire mid was going for like 4 air shots, hitting none of them, and then he's like, well, there's nothing I can do.
It was a lack of direction as well. I think he was like chasing on one spot, changed from another. I don't think many of those were shoot to kill.
It was shoot to get air shot. I don't know if you guys ever played with
clip.
Juno before, but that's kind of his vibe.
Man, it kind of sucks bringing people in we know and just tearing on them throughout this entire cast. But no, it's been a good showing. It's like 4-2. It is very possible. Still plenty of time for them to make this little comeback in. I feel like they're just losing their way a little bit. I think we're just going a bit like, we're getting desperate here. I know it's not good, but we'll try this because of the time.
I mean, it is true. We do see Martin on a crit streak right now, which is a little bit of a spicy one. Sam's going all the way towards lobby, but I mean, he's not really going to be able to go full back cap because
look at this man. He doesn't care. He just walks in. Usually any scout would get punished right there, but he's taking liberties. Sneaky will just kind of suicide in, but that's probably all part of the plan. They want to get an off class going here for Swift in more likelihood.
Right, boss. I mean, again, Martin is on the crits. He's going to get it only slightly before CJ gets his, so he's got that beam towards Shappy.
Oh, crits pop straight away. Oh, not 1, 2, nothing, 0, nada, zilch. The scouts get more kills, and they weren't getting any sort of crit streak. But it was sure pretty to watch.
That was a kind of
look at Samsky, he's just in 4 players. He's dodging all the shots, will go down eventually, and allows the rest of his team to go in. CJ pops off that Uber charge, but that's just a good force, really.
I mean, it is. There was half a second where they could have been like, oh, let's go for a repush, but it's not going to be happening. Now, Martin does have a significant advantage. It is, however,
crit streak, yeah.
So he might just die in a doorway.
You don't see this too often, so usually in the panic of such unusual TF2, it flusters even the mightiest of TF2 players. So
I mean,
let's
I'm
see.
flustered. I don't know about you.
All right, Crit Squeak ready. Demo man on board, checking for traps, checking for this and that. Let's see what the Shat man can do.
All right, we can roll out. Juno still
any second
close.
now, and we're off to the races. First one, miss. Second one, miss.
Well,
and dead.
we tried.
That's Crit Squeak.
Good effort.
However, they did get Poison did get a random kill. Oh, actually, Danny getting a kill onto Bevan as well. A bit more feed for my liking. CJ doesn't quite have Uber charge yet, and 87% is still like a 0% in the scheme of having not an Uber. So we'll get it now. They won't look to commit just because the central gun being kind of awkward from Toast. So yeah, back to the crit screen drawing board, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, decent, very patient hold there from Boomers. It's not too bad. Like you say, they do have the Uber. Martin's on 80% crit streak, so if Boomers are going to push, the crit streak will be there, but ultimately 3 times 0 is 0, as we've seen a lot.
Alright, we just trying to let the scouts get this finish off this poor soldier. Juno holding the line, however. The man knows when to just kind of culling clutch, I suppose.
Your boy has played some MG before.
Not much, but met some.
just a little bit, you know.
It's getting a bit awkward for Swift here, as oh, I thought their options of back out was cutting off there.
No, this is right. This is it. All of
This
this was
is
the
the crit
warm up for the
screen.
nuke crits onto mid.
they're
We
aware.
going for it.
One
Don't-
miss, 2 miss, 1 connect, 2 connects.
That's good.
It's not the most hype one, but you know, it's a very telegraphed crits at the end of the day, and they are committing in a lot of nice players and bombing in all this stuff. All the fury and panic has allowed Swift to just kind of crawl over them and just out-DM them.
Absolutely, and now Swift, they're looking happy. They're living their life. We are going to be seeing Squirrel just basically run away, just try and keep himself alive. Best he can do for his team is just to not feed while they get themselves spawns and just try and put up the best last hold they can. Martin still on the crit streak, so ultimately it's going to be a game of holding doorways and just not feeding.
See, Bevan picking up the sniper rifle again. Old reliable Bevan. They are on a pressing point to deal with. It's literally push to the last, 1 round left for Swift to claim, and a crit streak has to come in at some point. Stress. I mean, if I was Shappy, I would just go for the kills here. The medic kill, pretty ineffective. Like, it's not like he has the Uber charge right now. Get your 3 kills while you can. You see them. Why not kill them?
Oh,
And he's dead.
It's not a fantastic success rate.
I think he's, again, aspiring for these hero shots way too much, ignoring all what's on his plate, but the plate is still pretty good.
At what point do you just crit a heavy?
I would like to see some laser beams, but it's just a very fast, slow mess.
Wait, hang on a second. We want to clarify right now. This is doable. This is hashtag doable right now. They're 3 minutes on the clock.
Yeah,
2
it's-
rounds for Boomers to
it
draw
is possible.
They just got to go. They just got to get a
I'm
wiggle
going to
on.
use the math. I'm going to use the word, the mighty caster word. It's mathematically possible.
Good lord.
That had 4 syllables. It's a hard word.
I don't even know what any of that means.
All right. Let's see if Caveman Squill can start moving forward. Lay down the line. Well, I mean, line late. There's not too much happening right now. Everyone's just kind of respecting each other, letting people go in and out and all this stuff. It's like you're taking turns. I'm done with the mid. Would you like the mid? Yes, please.
Yeah, I don't know. People are just kind of like... Yeah, like, Boomer's got to go. Right, boys. Just go. It's 2 minutes 15. You can't wait around. You need to get 2 rounds.
Martin's like,
Just
this is
go.
the chillest Uber I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, just...
All right, just still just walking around. I don't even see any sort of like doorways being looked at and pressed too much. Shappy will start to jump out, connect, and cut off that exit way, but they're committing in here over on Boomers, and they're actually turning around these frags.
Oh, the backhand. Oh, this is looking
They've got
pretty
so much
good.
success go for him. A very nice point play by Toast. He probably could have aspired to kept going to last there. I don't think the respawners would have been in time.
Well, yeah, but you also couldn't cap that, could you?
Oh, he hasn't capped a second, that's why. I just assumed he capped it, but hey, Boomer eyes, as they will cap off second now.
Oh, they're doing it. They're getting this round. This is so going to be doable. Look at it. Toast
They
the
pop
point.
off the Uber nice and early to give some sort of bravery to these scouts. And start
Go on,
getting
stand on the point,
things.
stand on the
Bill
point.
is
Look at this. Look at this man, Bill. This, right.
Third round.
1 minute.
1
Give
minute.
like 10 seconds.
It's
Go on.
mathematically possible. It's pretty hard though. You
I've
have
just got
to
a phone. I've just got a phone call from Byte. He says it's literally possible.
Oh, but I don't know. It does actually make me a bit worried that if it is mathematically possible, you have to play
Samsky,
someone literally
sniper to
the
mid.
best TF2 you've ever seen. Samsky, he wants to slow down the game. He's running the sniper class.
Fear.
And starting off already losing players. Dr. Phil, kind of a big deal to lose out here. He's going to go for the medic. Get down, Mr. President. To
Yo,
CJ.
Juno, that's a big bomb. Juno's going for more. He's hungry.
The man has the math on his side, but not the pipes on his side. He will go down, and the timers are ticking equally.
Yeah, look, they're going to keep going forward. They can take down Shappy, but Shappy's hitting some mad damage. This is the most aggressive scout you've ever seen. CJ getting such a crispy surf away.
But everything's just taking so long. They will lose CJ as well. Now they literally have to make everything happen. It's just not possible.
No, they've got to do everything everywhere all at once. It's not going to be happening right now.
Turn back the hands of time. Not like this. Not like this, says the Boomers. Time betrays them again.
Time after time. That is going to be a 1 second left on the clock, and hearts, minds, souls, and bodies have been broken as Swift narrowly get this first map against Boomers. But guess what? There's more turbo.
So yeah, so I guess they have to pick up their mind, body, soul, and another body,
yeah,
just
whatever,
to kind of
whatever
deal.
The rest of that was, and played maybe 2 more maps.
Can you imagine getting your soul, your body, and just everything about you crushed, and then you're like, still one more map to go,
and it's like, oh, it's a best of 3.
Ugh. Ooh, I really kind of poured my soul into that game.
Wow, yeah, I was kind of really emotionally invested in that as well, so.
All right. Now, I guess this is where we call into question, do these gamers have, like, the sort of gusto to shake it off here, you know? Or is losing quite a fault, you know, like, awful thing for these open teams that are, let's face it, are just used to winning.
I'm not going to be mean. Juno's a bit of a tilter.
He's a bit of a tilter. In what way? What kind of category of tilting?
In every
single way. Does he get shouty? Does he get toxic?
Well, in fairness, every time me and Juno have played on a team with each other, which is several times, we would do nothing but shout at each other. We're firm friends.
I mean, sometimes emotional teams needs that passion.
Oh, we had passion. There was infuriating levels of passion.
I feel like you're kind of rooting against your old boy.
No.
I want him to lose.
See some good
payback.
Good TF2, you know.
And has it been good TF2 so far?
That was an exciting game.
I mean, yeah, it was exciting. We use the word mathematically. We don't bring out that bad boy too often.
No, we don't. I don't think I know of another time today that the word mathematically was used.
Well, I can look over to the analyst desk to see if they want to analytically break that down. It looks like they do not. So it looks like you're stuck with us.
Sorry, what? Break it down?
Break it down. Hip.
Damn.
Hip with the kids. All right, but yeah, still, they have to analyze the living hell out of that game, but they don't want to. I don't think they find the sort of sustenance in it, so you're stuck with us, I'm afraid.
No. I'm not gonna blame them, because I've heard a whisper in my ear that actually both Boomers and Swift, they're keen to keep on going because they have the energy. You know,
I think they have the bedtime. I think that's what they have.
That's true, actually. It is. Oh, it is 10:30 here at the wonderful NEC
like,
Birmingham.
I mean, for the average Boomer, that's like 5 hours past their bedtime.
That is true, yeah.
That's why you don't see a lot of Boomers in TF2 anymore, because you all scrim way too late.
I feel like that's coming from like a really deep place within you.
Yes, it is.
You're just like,
it really is.
Guys, come on.
You know. Ooh, it's not, at least not like the Russians. You know what the time the Russians play? They like scrim for like 11 or 10 or something because of their time zone and all this stuff like that.
It is insane. Like, I'm amazed that there are like any Russian teams in Egypt as well.
Yeah.
Because it is such a big commit. I mean, massive shout out, but like, that's kind of crazy.
I mean, it could be worse though. It could be playing like, you know, those NA matches that go on for like, they have a round reset, it goes into the dead of night. I've heard of people be like, I can't make it into work, I'm still playing my 7 hours of TF2.
Yeah, the whole wonderful, glorious ESEA days of like a best of 3, then if you win that best of 3, you've got another best of 3. Also, every map is like 2 30-minute halves. So your total game time is going to be like 7 hours of actual playing.
At that point, the sweat's just running off the mouse, and you're just like.
At that point, you're like, I don't even want to win.
It's a different video game at that point. It's like who can survive, like, and stay alive, all 6 players on a server, rather than just actually killing the players on the server.
Pretty much, you know. Like I said, it isn't a sprint; it's a marathon, but to like the nth degree.
Anyway, if you're wondering why I'm going on a Tyrant, I'll level with you. I haven't got much analytical mind when it comes to these Boomers. They're quite an unknown quantity.
Oh,
so
I've got some fun facts about the Boomers.
Oh, here we go.
Yep. So they are obviously a mixed team put together for the event. I mean, some of them have played with each other on like some random different teams. Others of them have never played together at all. They obviously have Juno on their roster. And
Is this the trivia?
no, right? They have Juno on their roster, although clearly no one told him because he turned up to, of their 4 nights of scrims, I think he turned up to 1 for 2 maps.
So all I've learned from this is Juno is just not a good team player. But here he is now in the open,
Absolutely slaying.
in like the first round of our best of 3 sort of double bracket.
Oh,
I mean,
wait, what are the maps?
that is an
They're not
excellent question.
Oh,
Process, Snake, Granary.
That's
Snake.
a shame because Juno's got a really, really fun strat on Viaduct where there's like a tiny
don't out your
crack.
boy, they're listening in.
Well, there's no rule playing
They
around
changed
the
the map
strat.
last second.
No, there's no real playing around the strat. There's a tiny crack on like the metal kind of plating on Cliff, which a direct hit rocket can fit through. So
Banny, write that down. Banny, write that down.
So if you buff banner, on point and direct hit through, you can just one-shot a medic and insta kill him, like through that tiny little gap. He did it against a low team and he bullied them.
If I see this in any of the games coming up now, it would be poetic.
I'm not even joking. If I see that in like, I don't know, lower bracket finals to decide who goes into like grand finals, I will just be beside myself.
Yeah, they would just hire. You imagine they just go over to Juno, coach us, and then just lead the way.
Give us all of your weird strategy.
Yeah. Is there any other cracks in any other maps that we can get out of it?
I think you'd have to ask him.
Nah, fair play, fair play. All right, just wait for these players to get underway. Obviously, they're taking their little breaks. They're having times, all this stuff. If anything, they might be a bit confused. Like, wait, we have to play another map? I know, it's very confusing.
It's true. All they've done is best of ones. Well, all the boomers have done is best of ones.
So, Swift, I've got nothing to worry about at this point. Was that? I think that was Boomer's. No, it won't be Boomer's first pick. It would be Swift's first pick because they're coming down from the invite group, if I'm correct. Either way, do you feel like Swift, are they sweating at all? Are they worried?
Probably not. Probably not, you know. I've been told that it is, in fact, was Swift's pick, which makes you think, ooh, you know, maybe the Boomers map pick is going to be like, you know, going to go way more in their favor. I feel like Swift, they're not going to be overly worried because, yes, it was a very close game, but I feel like from their point of view, they'd be like, oh, yeah, but it's like playing with our food. We're like, you know, not even trying, that kind of stuff. But, I mean, it's very easy to trip yourself up when you're like, oh, yeah, we're not even trying, and then before you know it, you're actually not trying, and then you're losing, and then you don't even know how to try anymore, and then it's been like 6 years and you've never really like actually put any effort into the game and you just suck.
That was a journey of not trying. I'll level with you. All right. So if you were in the coach room of young boomers, what would you say to them? What problems can they fix and address?
No, I wouldn't even say
excuse
problems.
me?
It is all about the mental with that team.
Really?
It is all about the mental. I wouldn't be like fix this, do that. I'd be same again, but just do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Some gameplay aspects.
No. I literally think, right, in a game that close against a team which theoretically should just beat you, I think it is all about the mental.
How would they win the mental?
What do you mean?
As in, like, boomers, how would they win the mental? How do they get back the mental? What is the mental?
Just don't whine that you've lost a video
Don't
game
whine.
and just play the game and just hit your shots.
It could be
If Toast and Beaven just hit their shots, they'll win.
Yeah, they were doing pretty decently in all the midst of the chaos. Let me put it this way:
just do
would
that
you
same
rather
again.
want like a well-structured boomer coming out where they're like
That's
playing
not
things,
possible.
or would they? You just want them to embrace the chaos?
Yes, they are a mixed team that has really not played together much. It is quite late on the Friday of LAN. I don't think structure's possible.
Yeah, and it is getting quite late into the hours as well. They're going to start getting tired. I bet some of these gamers haven't even had a chance to get some food and stuff because it's just been game after game after game after game.
That is true, actually. I think the Open Tournament did have a specific gap after the first 3 games where they were supposed to get food, though.
Yeah, but you know what happens? The TF2 players just kind of walk in with food for the best of intentions, and then they usually trip into a bar.
Oh, that's tragic, that is. I bet they did as well.
Yep, and
I've seen so many lost-looking TF2 players try and like go to the nearest source of light, and it ends up being the spoons every time.
yes,
It's crazy how that works, man.
I mean, this place is set us up to fail because there is like 3 spoons about. You know, it's just like little like fly traps for all these poor little TF2 players. I'm sure there's some TF2 teams that even made it back from there. They lost their games just because they just went missing forever.
Yeah, they couldn't escape. This is, I mean, I've said it for years. Every spoon is set up effectively like a maze.
Yeah, I mean, technically, I still have a game back in I-40 to play. I-40, I-43 or something like that to play, but I just never turned up because I got caught in the Weatherspoons.
Wow, that is.
I'm sorry, Bob.
That is a story. That is.
It's a tall order. It's a tall order. Where is our game? Where is our game?
It's fine. I'm hearing from our production gods that the game will be happening at some point tonight.
I'll say you could hear these production gods. I can't hear them. The gods disown me.
Turbo. I can't hear.
Oh, you can't hear them either. I took a guess though. I just like to go run down the storyline that you're godly and I'm not.
No, I'm absolutely not. But you know.
Is anybody so? Let's revisit some of these words that the analyst said. The 1-for-1 matchups.
Yeah.
Has there actually been any sort of things that changed your mind about this? Like, if you went, actually, it is pretty close 1v1 sort of matchup. Like Toaster's obviously
Yeah.
doing pretty well.
Dude, like I said, Bevan's hitting some shots. We're seeing some really good stuff from Phil. You know, well, I mean, Phil and Shappy, they are both having their moments.
Yeah.
Definitely. So
CJ's there.
I mean, he's done a couple nice surfs. That's
I mean, yeah, it has been nice. I like to kid, I like to joke, because obviously CJ's just a riot, and he takes it in such good stride. This man is like a multi-pixel award winner on ETF2L.
He is like one of the most decorated,
most decorated
Highlander player / casters ever.
Yeah,
isn't he?
the man just does it all.
What
have I got? I got nothing.
No?
Nothing, no. I've got a 7th place ESL thing. If anything, he should be laughing at me.
Well,
I drop it. I drop it live. He drops just Ubers.
The funniest thing is, assuming it's all still going according to plan, I'm pretty sure on the whole late night show, CJ was going to be a guest, so maybe he will laugh at you.
Yeah. He has the open opportunity. That's going to be good, by the way. Seeing Lucky coming in, all this stuff like that. You're not used to it, so do tune in after that. It doesn't go off when the games are finished.
Oh, no.
We're here just to shit talk, and they can actually drink on the actual event. I was kind of worried that they wouldn't be able to at that late thing, but it is late.
You've just said the word late so many times that I am stressed. The only thing which can keep me calm.
That's what it's called, the late show with
It's
the
a
late
video
cap.
game.
Hey,
Go
look,
to the video
we're
game.
late to our mid. Welcome. Lately, we are here joined on the Boomers versus Swift. It's our second map, possible match for Swift if they can close it out here on this map. Squirrel starts off with an ambitious jump, will lay some damage and founding damage for his team to kind of work in some space as well, cannot hurt, but allows the scouts to kind of come in, start cleaning up these shots. Nice heals coming out from Martin though, however, to keep the tides turning against them. And if Martin keeps himself alive, it's going to look really nice here for Swift.
Yeah, but Juno, he's on a mission. Look at him. He is hungry. He's going for the air shots. He's hitting one. He's not getting the second, though. And ultimately, it was a 1 versus 3, so didn't happen.
I mean, clips do not catch the context of that, though. If it would have been a nice double for any sort of frag video out there.
Exactly.
But it's early days. There's 28 minutes left in this, and yeah, there's still time. And there was quite a sort of beefy exchange on this mid between the two teams, however, anyway.
Oh, Sticky's on lower. You're going to be checking them. I mean, Phil is...
He wants the early kill. Easy Samsky kill. Totally
He's just like,
worth.
nah, I'll take that. That's all right. That's pretty funny.
Samsky is quite diligent with these checks, though, so I think maybe it was the wiser play, because it will take the wind out of their sails ever so slightly. Now they have one less scout. That hurts in some of these pushes. They're pushing straight across, right on top of the central, cleaned up. Heavy weapons guy back in respawn. Door, Sticky's on the doors, scout pressed back. Nobody really fighting on that point. Where are the rest of Swift?
In the spawn queue, apparently. That's just basically... Oh, Samson going for... Good back cap play. Oh, he's been spotted. Oh, he is. Oh.
Oh, he's manning up, and he's got a man down over on that Boomer squad. They're still going to reconnect up and collect that second point bounty, just because they did get that wipe on there. And they've even got a bit of Uber to play with coming into it.
Yeah, not bad at all. They're looking to just keep on trying to walk in right now.
Danny boy taking the long turning across. And,
oh my God!
The rest
Squirrel
of his
is
team
just walking at them.
Yeah, the rest of the team is just walking past them and
Oh,
farming
he's going
them.
for more than nuking.
They're actually getting these kills. Samsky does come in, dampen things just ever so slightly. He forgot to Phil being lost during all of that. And Samsky's got to be feeling himself. I wonder if he takes the fight. He's sneaking in. He wants to hold the little kitchen spot. I don't think anybody's aware that he's going to be coming from this area, sneaking all the way around. I hope it pays off here because it's a long thing. One shot, two shot, easy peasy for the Samsky lad.
Absolutely perfect there. That is going to be CJ just absolutely just emotionally crippled.
Well, he's going to have to pick up his emotions and start getting back to his team. Danny is going to clean up any sort of pressure from that flank-hand side. They are probably looking for any sort of medic pressure or medic kill, but it's just not on the cards. They decide to back out and hang out at mid instead.
Yeah, you know, just chill.
Getting pretty low. No stickies left to account for when it comes to this defense, and they're just going to have to give up mid just like that.
Oh, but Juno just jumps on in and gets Martin. That's not bad. Not going to complain there.
Just kind of shocked. I usually write off some of these things. I see the situation of all these players and like there's no way a medic kill's supposed to come out of that, and they just find the place at the right time and get these pickoffs. But again, Poison getting a lovely kill onto CJ, just did not see that coming, and neither did I.
No, but see, the thing is, you need to kind of reassess your entire approach towards casting TF2 when watching some of the you know, weirder kind of games. You know, this is why all the grand finals from the lower divisions
They're
are always
embracing
better.
the chaos. We talked about it.
It's
Embrace
good.
the chaos.
Makes
and
for
the chaos
interesting
is
TF2.
embraced. But Swift, though, I think I'm just not sure. I feel like they are following that sort of line. Nice little trap from Phil there. And oh god, that's a bad, awful position for it. Just one sticky after another. I can tell he's jumping in. Big boy bomb, cutting them off, bounces them against the wall. No initial follow-up. Martin very lucky to actually get out with his skin there.
That was really spooky, but it doesn't matter because players are down and Toast is walking over on the
They're
left-hand side.
blindsided. How is there nobody looking at the one other door on this map? Okay, and the Sniper's being pressured out. The Soldiers jumping the blob. Where is the rest of this Boomer squad? It felt like they were in, and I guess they were getting farmed from behind by the Soldiers.
I think they just kind of didn't do anything, and yeah.
Were they still capping second, all of them? I don't know. We'll never know. Uber even for both of these squads. Let's see how they handle the stalemate. A door is just being used by a Soldier and then pushed swiftly back out. Samsey's going for a hero snipe there. Will be given a hero's death instead.
I'm sure we'll get a nice medal for that one.
Toast. He's playing with the idea. They want to slow push this in. He's very much like a covering unit round. Doesn't really want to push his the room given to him. Poison though, just having a fun la-di-da time on the flank here. He's actually going to flank them out. Interesting choice to back out by Bevan instead, and will get gunned down by the rest of Swift. Shappy is now going to show Phil how it's done. This is how you cut off a doorway. Easy kill.
Oh my
One
days, man.
easy clean up for Swift. Mwah, beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely, pretty much perfect what you want in that situation. It's looking good. Juno's just like, you know what, guys? I'm taking matters into my own hand. I'm the classic full-torn sniper on Snake Water. He's gonna make a point here.
Nobody suspects the Juno. Okay, they did 100% suspect the Juno sniper, but you know, nothing wrong with trying it at all. Completely free gameplay. Bevan starting to build up that sentry gun quickly, so much so that he's going to probably move it along from that spot they're in. But it doesn't hurt to have a heavy weapons guy as well.
Nah, you know, more annoying things to prevent them from, you know, actually being able to get to the point for free.
Do have a bit of an advantage on Martin. So much so that I don't think they even have to worry about CJ getting his Uber during it. They just need to wreak havoc with the Uber itself. And here we are, they're popping off. Shappy kind of gets tailed up into the air, and believe it, Juno almost actually hit that long-range air shot. They're getting so much cap time. Is anybody there to defend it? They finally get a heavy weapons guy on the point now, and everybody's scrambling on there. But look how they're positioned. It just makes them like an easy target for them all to shoot at for Swift Gaming. I don't think it gets more textbook.
No. Like, the second the entire team got baited onto the point, that is basically Swift's opportunity to just farm damage logs, basically.
They were just so worried. Every member was so worried about that getting kept out. They all decided to stand on that point, and it was to their demise. The first round going to Swift. Can they make it a Swift job, though, as we're going towards another mid, and they've been quite domineering on the first mid so far.
Yeah, wasn't bad at all. We are seeing Swill once again jumping pretty aggressive. He has just been scout
denied out, yeah. Feels bad, man. As
oh,
they are answering back the kind of initial spam pipe thing. Oh well, don't you hate it when a soldier just takes your pack away from you? I feel like everybody's not aware of who's on what place in the map here.
no, I'm gonna be honest. Phil did look like he didn't realize that soldier wasn't his friend.
Yeah, so either that calls into question that nobody's keeping the track of Danny, or Danny's doing so quietly, or he's walking to places that he's kind of gibbing his team because he's just not doing something.
Maybe it's just because Danny's just such a nice guy. Everyone's like, he's not gonna shoot me. Come on.
Yeah, he was just surprised when Phil jumped into his thing. He's like, ah, and accidentally killed him.
Oh god, yeah, just panicked, like, you know, just tensed up and then
The rocket slips out, you know.
That's fair. That's fair. We do see Beaven and Toast getting aggressive. Beaven's not
2
going to be
HP Warrior, 0 HP Warrior.
Ooh.
Warrior's death as with 2 frags in the back pocket to their 1. They could think about making a push here, but I just don't see them getting brave. Phil. Oh, was that a 3-soldier kill? If they got that pipe, that would have been fucking huge.
It would have been. It would have been crazy, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Oh my god. So we're waiting out for these 2 players. They're going to build their Uber chargers. Samsky's on a random class.
Samsky, he's been known to snipe before.
He's been known to click that auto random class thing as well. I think he just loves it off class. He's gone spy. I think he's been sniper a few times as well. The man's just off class of the season.
Now, I'm trying to remember if the last rec post he made was the one where he said he doesn't snipe anymore.
Well, it's different for LAN, you know, he's got that LAN ping.
It's true, you know. You gotta get spicy for LAN.
Oh no.
Dude, Juno just gets like slam dunked.
Oh, Juno thought he had the upper hand there, but the little one-up by Shappy there.
Alright, I mean, after all of that, CJ does have an Uber still. Granted, they're one
Back to
soldier
the
down.
grind for Samsky.
Yeah, exactly. This is reasonable right now. This is Boomers in a position where they can really do something.
Okay, they have an Uber charge. They can make this push in. They just need to pick a doorway. Maybe not the doorway where the sniper can see from. And the beam's going to come out there. Oh, Samsky was just not prepared for it, not called early enough. They're going from lower. I guess technically that is the best place to push out if you're dealing with a sniper, and it works. Usually they just don't let you get to that lower pit.
Yeah, exactly. They're going aggro. They're going all the way. They are really wanting to get this. And we're going to be seeing this Uber go all the way towards his left-hand side. That's going to be 1 soldier going down. Goodbye, Danny. There's a heavy towards right-hand side. And because the Uber's still out, they can surely get so much damage. But actually Squirrel going down to this heavy. And now this is getting kind of scary because Martin, he's already got his Uber.
It's just way too intimidating of a blob. You saw them positioned on the high ground with a heavy weapons guy, with a pyro, and no Uber charge left. There's just nothing left in the tank for Boomers to run out there, so of course they're going to back out.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, oh lord, we are seeing Snakewater last. We are seeing Swift with a huge Uber advantage opt not to push out of Snakewater last, because Snakewater last is a curse that's been put on TF2 for us all being too mean to each other.
Well, the beauty is you have the round reset. If you look at that timer right at the top there, after 4 minutes they will reset this entire exchange. So they could play for that. It is an invite sort of favourite right now.
It is true. It is true. Snapsky continuing to snipe. He's wants to try and find this opportunity. He's not really hit much so far. But you know what they say. Phil. Be in it to win it.
I think he was hoping for a crossbow there, just didn't want to take the initial fire, but Poison just kept pumping rocket after rocket into the lad.
Just keep clicking, you know?
Keep clicking, that's a post that's waiting to be made.
Oh, Samsky. He went for the hero shot, not quite getting it. And now the scouts are like, what if we just kind of run at things? I know there's a sentry,
But what if we just, I don't know, maybe we can just go to another door. Maybe we can
I
just
mean,
play the game.
legitimately, they could probably push this left-hand side and get a pick out of it. The sentry gun hasn't quite been perched to cover that side, and they should be aware of that fact. But yeah, I feel like they can get on top of that Demo Man at this point, but it's just not the opportunity. Headshot rings out from the Samski. As what can they do with this now? Dr. Phil is a big pick for any sort of team.
It's true, but ultimately these sorters can continue to play close, and they can just always go for a trade if, you know, Swift actually go for any kind of commit. Instead, Stats is going to run forward, try and take some position, but ultimately going to meet his maker because he just kind of ran forward. Oh, and then Shappy dies.
Oh,
Hello.
they're actually losing a decent amount of players here over on the Swift squad. They actually are forced to use. They do lose Beeben during all of that chaos, and they do pop much later. Let's see what this post Uber's like. They don't really want to commit in because they never dealt with the sentry gun during all that Uber.
Yeah, plus they lost a couple players anyway. Even with Phil picking up that one, they're actually still at a player disadvantage, so... Oh. Okay, for a second it just looked like
Philip. Okay, we're just kind of having fun with it.
I love it.
Joking
I
around.
love that Phil just walks in, just like really cheeky, and Toast is like, oh, what? Sorry, boys, we going in.
CJ's gone down. That's not a good sort of state of affairs if you want to start pushing out like this. This is a great opportunity for Swift to push out. Oh, they do get a soldier on top of Martin for all of a second, and it's back to the old resetter room.
I don't know about that. We're seeing Swift look like they actually want to go to
Oh
second.
right, okay. I thought they would. I thought they would challenge. I mean, reset a roof on the midpoint. Like they're just giving back. They're just giving away the second point. Let me clarify. All right, Uber charge for Martin. They need to make this push in. Juno's positioned quite nicely. I kind of like it when he's got this. Oh, did you see that hellscaping pipe? It was heat-seeking,
It was.
and it found that poor scout.
Oh my God! Look at Phil go.
Oh dear me, Philip. He used to play in a top 4 team, you know.
He did back in the day, you know. Uber has been used here, but ultimately they're not really getting all that much. Even getting control of mid is going to be just a little bit too optimistic for them.
Do you ever think teams get worried playing Beaven on this map? Like he unlocks that clip in his head. It's like I've been trained for this, and just gets the six man.
I mean, maybe that's in their head.
I like the pushing. I like the aggression coming out from Boomers. They have this 100%, and they will pop it now just because CJ was pressured out there. But I liked that they were getting aggressive before they even had that overcharge. See if they could use that overcharge for last.
Oh,
going
this
into
is
it
perfect.
quite dry at the
This
moment.
is perfect for
nice
Boomers.
Set of scouts to throw it on there. Not everybody's getting on. They're baiting everybody to get onto that point first. It's the reverse for Swift. They lose just like they won. All right, Epley, guess we got
What?
right, Epley, we've got a 1v1 on our hands, a 1 point to 1 point. We've got a game.
We do have a game.
It's happening.
It is happening. The happening status is happening. This is basically the same as 0-0. That's 14 minutes in the game. There's still so much that can happen.
I'm excited. Okay, Danny is going to claim some ground, going back. Poise is just force-brooting himself into the blob of Boomers, trying to pick them off here. Toast will two-shot that poor blessed scout, and he smells the blood of this poor soldier left with just a couple of health left. Will finally go down.
Ooh,
really made him sweat through it.
Samski.
Samski walks in, can't quite get
That's
the
a beef.
two-shot.
That's a bit of...
Yeah, that's a little bit
He was-
prime as the beef.
He was quite far. I love how you say can't quite get the two-shot. He was quite far away from that two-shot, wasn't he, really?
I mean, it was what he had to aim for, really.
That's
You
true.
went to a blob like that, you've got 2 shots in you to make it happen.
Yeah.
What more shot? How many shots do you get when you walk into 5 players?
20.
20? What
20.
kind of div are you playing?
Not very good.
Skamski's back on his happy place, back on the sniper. This is a man that wrote in his rec post he doesn't like playing sniper. Alright, and the sentry gun cleaned up. Very nice from Phil, locking down the door. Very nice from Philip. Very nice baiting in everybody into the point, but there's just blob up and all overpower and slowly claim the point just like that. And I like it. I like the defense coming out from Swift there. Very, very commanding.
I want to see Juno's wild adventure.
I want to see
I
what
mean,
happens
there's
here.
no possible way. They're going to have clicked. Okay,
Oh.
well, he's got a pick, but as for winning the round, though.
Ooh.
Oh, he had a nice rocket on Sneaky. But all for naught here, as they will claim the second point for Swift.
Yeah, and they got an Uber as well, so they can keep on going in mid. It is 5 versus 5, but that's very, very doable, you know?
Full Uber charge. Let's see how they want to push this out. They're going straight from Sword, but that usually forces out an early pop out of any team. Very spammable, as they do get in for 3, however. No one really there to set up a jump or force out the pop. They're just letting them walk in.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it isn't the worst thing in the world because CJ's so close to his own Uber. They're not going to have to lose second for this. Even giving up mid, you know.
Oh, they're in grass though. They're actually getting on the horses a bit here over on Swift and laying out the initial pressure now. The soldiers are jumping in, kind of taking a brunt of the force. A nice set of damage coming out from Chappie and company. The post Uber will be interesting to see because there is a bit of an extension and a milk coming out from Boomers, and there you go. The scouts come collapsing in and hold their ground. Very, very nice from Swift here.
Yeah, this is almost certainly going to be a round you'd expect here for Swift. There's a long old respawn on Phil and CJ, but even still, Swift, they're going to respect their opponents just a little bit, and they're going to be like, you know what? We're not going to go for the dry push. We're going to be going for this, the classic Uber advantage. Martin's going to have about a 60% advantage here, and that is a very, very good to use.
All eyes on the Beaven sniper. Can he create a snipe worthy enough of an ETF2L ban?
I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it.
He's looking in the right direction, but he's only got half a second when that door opens, and they've actually not given him the opportunity. Pop straight away wisely from Martin, and they even get the demo man pick as well. They've got no stickies covering that point. They have to just throw bodies on there, but you can have everybody just seems to be touching it, and they will get muscled out in the end. It's another round for Swift.
Yep, absolutely so. Once again, they are ahead. About 10.5 minutes left on the clock. So, still all to play for, but like you say, Swift are ahead in terms of map wins as well. So, if they can just keep themselves ahead, this will be them, you know, possibly winning this best of 3-2-0.
Now, Phil, I've seen the moments. He's had it in him. He's had these couple of like raining pipe parades, and the demo man can be a force on these middles. I want to see him like just get brave, get strong, and just start, you know, piping dudes.
Just walk in, hit everything.
Yeah, I think he has it in him. He just needs that confidence, that boost, and I don't see anybody doing the initial jumping from anyone. Where's the space being made?
Oh, well, everyone's going for their jumps right now. We do see Danny catching soldiers a little bit unaware, but you know what? He's fine with that as well.
It's just a drive-by rocket and just lets him go.
Yeah, exactly.
Squill will be the one to jump in and do something. CJ goes down during all the fray and the chaos, and things get exchanged a bit, but the defense and the defensive game of Swift is just too easy for them to kind of play off. Toast has to just really, really go big, but it's just way too tall of an order or ask for that scout.
Yeah, it's just too much right now, you know.
Well, all going to plan for Swift. They're looking quite comfortable here, equally. What do we do to like just shock poor Boomers back into place? Is there any sort of like words or things they could change up here?
I mean, Martin going crits could potentially be a little bit of a throw.
I like it. I like it. Ooh.
You know, it's either like win hard or lose hard.
What about Boomers though, however? Do you think they could throw out some crits and get an extra gear in here? Damn, Sneaky is really giving these two scouts trouble to shoot him out, and he's bought so much room for his team. That was 2 scouts diverted away. Everybody turning their back to each other as well. It's kind of turning into the feed machine ever so slightly here. Meals on wheels for the Swift squad. And yeah, they actually get all picked off like that. That was a weird exchange, a very weird exchange.
Yeah, no, I can't really explain it. Thankfully, I believe we will have some analysts at some point who I'm sure will know every word.
I'm sure they've looked at this game with a fine knit comb. As we are just waiting for Martin to get back up, start reconnecting to players. Again, that medical built up. CJ's not really built too much. I don't think they're going to play off any sort of dot push here now.
this is going to be a rare, well, I was going to say a rare moment of quiet, but actually what we're going to see is Juno jumping around. He's not going to go for the big commit, he's going to go for the kind of jump away. Those stickies towards Danny. Oh my god, Phil. Phil's just taking matters into his own hand. He walks forward, this potentially could be second completely theirs. They can maybe even catch all of them towards Bauk. That's insane.
Man, it's just kind of strange how these sort of little doorways and opportunities are just kind of left over. I just don't feel the sort of urgency or the tight-knitness of this TF2. You know what it reminds me of? And maybe this makes sense. It's late in the night. It's tired TF2.
Yeah.
Everybody's just letting things slide. Like it just feels very slow. All this. These gamers are tired here equally.
They are. They've been playing since a long time ago.
It makes so much sense now. I was looking at it. I was like, God, this TF2 just looks weird. It feels weird because it's just late. People are tired. There's 2 rounds on the board
Turbo,
now.
do you think you might be tired?
I'm tired.
But it's equal. How
It's
can you
equal.
be tired? I'm so excited for this remaining 7 minutes.
Of course. It's just, it was bugging me. I was just looking at the style of TF2. I was like, man, what is going on with these gamers a little bit? But it's making all complete sense now. I'm liking the double bomb now. That is really nice from Swift to get this going. They've got them in a very awkward position here over on Boomers, and they're farming them because of it. The soldiers are the only ones to make something happen, but late mid-fight soldiers is just not a good combination for these.
Well, Swift is going to be pretty happy with that. You know, it was a slightly extended fight, but ultimately they end up the victors. They've got mid, they'll get second, they have the maneuver advantage. They can push towards last, maybe. They just get another round on the board. You know, they keep moving towards possibly just winning this map and winning the series.
It is just a bit daunting for Boomers. They have to work so hard for this extra round, and if Swift now just claim back this round in just mere seconds, and after they've won it back from Boomers, from Swift, it's just got to be heartbreaking for them. They've already got that point captured out. They just don't rotate quick enough, and what took 14 minutes for Boomers have taken Swift like 90 seconds.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. It is a little bit sad when, you know, you're the team in that situation. You're like, oh, you know, I was really happy about us drawing for like about a minute and a half. And then, yeah, all right, fair enough. But I mean, 5 minutes is plenty of time on
Yeah, the
snowboard.
5 minutes, the 1 minute of ecstasy, your team going like, woo, let's go. Oh no, shit. Okay, another mid, another dollar, and I see people actually jumping, getting aggressive right from the get-go. Oh, there's a bit of a confusion here. The soldiers can't, and the demo man can't really pan down where this initial soldier of poison is, and when the chips are down and they're just holding that point, it seems they will come out of this a bit more scathed. And
dude, that prediction is sticky. Dr. Phil, he knows his game inside out.
so another 1 mid fight. They did lose CJ, however, so they will have to nurse that Uber charge back to health before they can make this push into last. But it's okay. Martin went down during all this, as well as they can maybe take this time to start going for some pick plays.
Quite possibly, yeah, before there can be a really, really firm setup towards last. We did see a little bit of class checking right then from Samsky. You know, probably just checking for sniper and spy, things like that.
Is that a blind death?
Maybe.
Feel bad, man. All right, Toast though. Maybe this is like a time for him to go into that off-class sort of back pocket, see what he can cook up with. Will he go for the spy? Nope, just cookie cutter.
He's happy with the scout, apparently. I don't know exactly what their plan will be.
I mean, they haven't got the most time in the world. I don't know what they're accounting for.
Yeah, it's a little bit tricky because going for an Uber trade is very, very hard.
I mean, they're
Going
not
for
even like
sacks is very
they're not
hard.
even holding close. Do they think they have 3 rounds?
I don't know.
It's just usually you see players start posturing, trying to weasel the way in there, and some players are just out there. I guess they really, really do not want to lose CJ for all this, but poor Bevan is just left trying to pick out this own door.
Oh my lord!
Toast goes down too, but Juno goes down as well. What more do you need to make a push out?
Well, apparently nothing more. And yeah, you're going to see Poison spotting these all-important players.
Are they worried about a back cap? I think they saw, did they go back? There we go. Now everybody's linked back up. They're just checking all their corners, making sure that nobody is hiding and going for some weird back cap play, because that would be devastating.
It would be. It would be. So Uber's now going to be equal. Phil will be spawning in just a couple seconds, so it will be a classic little 6-on-6. Once again, all the pressure is on to Boomers to try and get something done.
And there's no round reset to save any teams right now. Now it is going to be the stage of the game that we're in. No more mid-fights allowed.
No, absolutely not. And you can see Swift there not feeling super inclined to do anything.
Oh, Bevan eating a lot of the meat grinding goodness from Swift. But Squill holding the line on the flank, going down on the line on the flank. And the line is very, very curvy and confused.
No, yeah, absolutely. I don't know what point Boomers are just going to have to try and go in and go for some kind of trade. It feels like they're starting to get to that point in their thought process.
Yeah, they're just being forced into those bad decisions. And nobody likes it when they just have to do the inefficient gameplay, the incorrect gameplay, but because it's just some gameplay.
Nice rockets there from Juno. He does get traded out, but you know, sort of for scouts in the worst thing in the world. But now we're going to see all these players towards the right-hand side. They're going to be in a pretty precarious situation. If they can heal up, actually, Bevan managed to get a lot of space there.
And, Danny managed to weasel his way behind. I don't think they were aware that he is back there. And they will just reconnect with his team instead. I thought he would have gone for the sort of big hero play there. That would have been a nice moment.
Nah, he's just thinking, you know what, I'm going to keep it nice and chill. Just
I mean, they are round up, you know, and they have got the time on their side. Why risk things where you can just play the long game?
Yep, and on the hand of the Boomers, they literally have to risk things. Gun has gone down. They're trying to just hard walk towards his left-hand side. Juno's died to this heavy. Oh, this is. Oh, no.
Well, they went into the mother of all meat grinders, and believe what happened? They got grinded.
Insane.
Danny,
Absolutely insane.
oh, again, just going for a pick-off into the demo man thing. I guess, again, they could play back that last point. That looks like is what they're doing after all. They don't want to press the issue. Play ultra-conservative, ultra-safe, pull the win, get to bed.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much, yeah. 25 seconds left on the clock. This is the, I don't know, be-all and end-all. Phil's going to be walking all the way through.
They have an overcharge. They popped her immediately over on Martin. No risk at all through all of this. A Pyro has come out. I don't see any sort of close plays. Was that a Samsky Pyro? He's really getting the bingo card for this entire little push. It's going a bit surprisingly 50-50 between the two teams, but I think they just burnt out, and they are truly burnt. It is a Swift victory.
Yep, that is going to be it. It was close on both maps, but ultimately Swift will be the winners of this game, narrowly beating out Boomers, but in a clear 2-0.
Yep. It was an interesting game. Not only was it like you know, we went from Witness Gaming and this Froyo Tech lineup to some very nuanced TF2, but this was just like some very interesting strategy of, like, you know what I mean? It's like simpler gameplay, but it just looks so like genuine and like satisfying just to see like the simple sort of rock paper scissors format. You're like, oh, they did this, that was very correct, and it just came out like that. You know, if you threw out a rock against Froyo, sometimes scissors win. It's really really cool. But it was nice to see a game where these sort of simple plays and makes were working.
That is a very nice way of looking at things.
But I'm still going to hold to the point that they looked pretty tired playing that, because I felt like they were just letting things slide, and I was starting to go absolutely wild. Like, am I tired? Am I just not seeing these things?
Am I a crazy person?
Am I the
What's
boomer?
going on right now? I mean, yeah, it is. This is classic LAN stuff. Like I said, you know, the game now over. It is 11 here in wonderful Birmingham.
Yep. It is truly going to be the late show coming up after our thing.
It is.
All right. So I wonder I wonder if we've got our little analyst desk ready, if they're ready to start like breaking down this game. I'm sure they have been looking at this game with an absolute magnifying glass.
I am sure that they have been watching it with their eyeballs the entire time.
I'm sure they are not giggling in the background at all of the sort of analytical play that they're going to bring to this beautiful, beautiful match of TF2.
I can see him from here. We have the wonderful, the genius, big mega brains of Bum and Cadus.
It's giggling. I mean, we're dead straight serious over here, right? It's a very important matchup.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, okay, it was not the cleanest of games, but that was like a pretty crazy back and forth game. Like, I mean, as the casters rightfully said, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't Froyo Witness caliber, but it was scrappy, it was messy at times, but these guys went back and forth. And like I said in the preliminaries, like, it was an open team going up against an invite team, and they made it close. They couldn't quite get the job done, but I mean, I don't know. It was a fascinating game. It was a fascinating game at the end of the day. And I think, I don't know, if I was just to pick out like a single thing, it's like the performance of Shappy across the two maps is like kind of insane. Like, I can't recall the exact stats off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure he has like top damage and like best KD ratio on like both maps and things like this. The guy was like an absolute monster across the series. It felt like, I don't know, it felt like the real big hitters for Boomers didn't really turn up. Like, I mean, there was a few moments for Beaven and Toast, but compared to like what we've seen from, or at least what we've heard from their open games, there was never really like a moment where they properly sunk their teeth into it. Like they were a team of moments rather than a team that could actually take control of situations. Like they could do a good play to win a scrappy fight, but they couldn't string fights together, do you know what I mean? Yeah,
well, I mean, Shabib, as you mentioned, top damaging both of these maps here. Maybe moving him onto demo from Scout was the better move for them overall after the season was over. Maybe Yon just doesn't have what it takes to be a demo at the top level, whereas Shappy does. Here we go, we've got the logs up behind us. Looks like there's still a bit of a bug with them going on. So you get to see all of Shappy's stats twice, just to be even more impressive.
Shappy is double top of the damage.
Yeah, I mean, he gets 10k and 10k in the same map.
What an absolute beast. But no, to be fair, like someone I didn't actually mention, okay, it's from the losing team, it's Dr. Phil. Okay, his stats are not great, but on Process especially, he was getting so many key picks, and I was actually sitting behind them for the Process game, and he was like the voice of the team. Like, he was calling basically all of the plays. I think I heard one of the more in-the-know spectators tell me, these guys don't think unless Dr. Phil tells them what to think. And Dr. Phil was calling the shots and calling the plays, and okay, they couldn't get it over the line in the end, but I just want to give some props to Dr. Phil because, yeah, that guy, I could hear his comms like during the Process game. And yeah, as well as like many impactful trap kills on both maps, to be fair, he was trying his best to drag them over the line, but just not enough. Swift get a much needed victory. I guess their first victory of the round,
I mean, they've had a rough start, obviously getting drawn into the invite group, having to play against the top 3 teams in the world is a rough start, but they do eventually take down the best of the best in open, so hopefully it's all uphill from here for them. And another person that you mentioned, or people rather, that you mentioned in our pre-game were the scouts for Boomers, was Toast and Beaven.
Yeah.
Those guys, they put up their best shot, I think, against a kind of less than performing Swift Scout duo in these maps, and it wasn't quite enough.
Yeah, like on Process, like I said, on Process they had their moments. Snakewater felt like a bit more of a, I don't know, Snakewater was kind of Dr. Phil's map. Like, Dr. Phil was just like, we don't have the logs up at the moment, but on Snake, Dr. Phil was like top of the charts. But yeah, on Process, like the scouts were still pulling it out for Boomers. But yeah, as the series went on, it felt like the more experienced team of Swift just kind of figured out their style. You know, Beaven's a very aggressive player. He wants to just go in and bull rush you kind of, 2012 style. And they kind of figured it out. They were able to space him correctly and play those fights in a bit more of an intelligent way. But it was that point on Snakewater that Dr. Phil actually stepped up. Like, that guy went like 25 for 16, like on the losing team, going 25 for 16 as a demo man. It's like, it's pretty crazy. And that's on top of all the calls and etc. that I was mentioning as well. So I mean, this is not the end of the road. It's not the end of the road
Yeah.
for these guys. They're just dropping down to lower bracket, and I mean, I'm not sure exactly who they'll play next, but I mean, they've shown they can give, like, okay, it's the bottom of the invite team, but they've shown they can give a game.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It's a long road ahead. We're at the top of double elim right now, and do you think there's any chance for Boomers to maybe beat out SVIFT next time they meet in the bracket? Because it might happen again later in the tournament.
If it somehow happens, if SVIFT lose one of their upcoming games and go down into lowers, that is a game like, that's actually a game that would be really, really juicy, like an elimination game between these guys, because, you know, these late games at LAN, like these first round bracket games, they're always a little bit weird, but because, you know, they happen late at night after a long day of groups, but, you know, a proper like blockbuster middle of the day elimination game, I think that could be a tantalizing prospect.
All right. Well, just a quick wrap up of the day then. We've got Frotech coming out on top in our invite groups. We got the first round of playoffs out of the way, and that's all we've got to show for tonight in terms of games. Playoffs carry on tomorrow morning, I believe from 12 noon in UK time. But stick around after this, we've still got more fun stuff to show. We've got the Late Late Show hosted by Alec Pollard, aka the last point show, as to not, you know, conflict with any copyright. So we'll be right back after a break with some of that. Thank you for watching.